Today, I wanted to talk about some of the key things that are concerning the industry today. But before that, I spent a good time last 2 days speaking to a lot of industry experts and security leaders, where one thing comes out very clearly, right? So, securing data in this hyper-connected world is very, very, very difficult today. And that is the number one problem concerning organizations and enterprises. And I've been asked how does Skyhigh help along with our partnership with Trellix, because we work so closely together and bring that truly unified solution. To help better answer that, I just wanted to throw some statistics which will really open up for learning some of the challenges that enterprises are faced with today. One of the most important things that sensitive data has been stored everywhere more than ever before, right? So a couple of years ago, sensitive data was okay in a few places. It could have been on your on-premises, somewhere scattered around the cloud, a few places in the private app. But most of the sensitive data today is stored every data stored is sensitive almost. And then more and more companies are now becoming victims of some kind of a data breach. From what I have been able to see and study, at least once, 80%, that's a daunting number, right? So many companies, anyone I could be looking at here has been a victim of a data breach. That is sad. And the implications it has on the reputation of enterprises is quite big. So that is where data security is all the more important today. So what companies are doing today is investing in some of the cool technologies which are, backed by AI. They are having to invest themselves, right, to augment their existing security products so that they feel more secure. So this is an add-on to their existing security posture that you are having to work harder than already investing in some other security product. So that is a common trait as well. And the other thing that we have seen is ransomware. I go around and everyone is talking about ransomware, but there has been a recent ransomware attack that most of us have been aware, right? So as new as April, there has been a huge ransomware on healthcare organizations. Very unfortunate that it has been so significant that many healthcare organizations are losing millions of dollars on a daily basis. So this is the unfortunate reality that we are all faced with. So in addition, the enterprises, as we all know, are seeing a huge influx of connected applications everywhere, because the number of applications that enterprises are sanctioning their users to be using is growing more. Some of those applications are sanctioned, well and good. You're able to take control of them, but many of them are unsanctioned as well. So many of your employees are using them in ways that they can be productive. One of the very good examples is ChatGPT and Gemini, which are the most common applications that anyone uses to be productive today, right? Be it preparing a business Excel sheet or anything. So those are prevalent everywhere, and there are private applications as well. With remote work, expanding more and more, organizations are having to open up their applications to their employees so that they are accessible either through VPN or some other way. But these applications could be hosted in the cloud or on premises as well. That is where the concern is growing for a lot of CISOs, and it becomes a headache in trying to understand how do I secure all my data, right? So with that, the reason for these kind of concerns and these kind of threats is that many enterprises today are still using traditional DLP approaches. So the DLP, even though data has evolved, the data security hasn't evolved. The view of how enterprises see and what kind of rules and policies they have around protecting their crown jewels, which is the data, has not really evolved. But Skyhigh has been at the forefront because we recognize this, being in this industry for a long time and being at the forefront of securing the world's data. That is our mission statement. So what we have been doing is to advance the DLP and truly make it futuristic, because that is the need of the hour today, mainly because if you look at some of the traditional technologies like EDM, IDM, which are really, really good at protecting large enterprise data, which could be either in your structured repositories everywhere in the cloud or on-premise. But the key problem with something like that is that these technologies can be slow because there is a huge explosion of data. The data volume is so big that these technologies can be slow and they underplay the value of being used. Because if you take days in fingerprinting your sensitive data, the leak may have already happened. So you're already in the middle of an attack. That is what has happened to some of these enterprises lately, right? So our goal is to make them really, really work in today's world by making them truly real time. So we've addressed the problems of security, and not just that, scalability and performance as well. They are the key. We provide some real protection on them so that you are able to keep fingerprinting that data as it changes, because this data is always changing and you're absorbing a lot of new data all the time. So it becomes very important for us to be able to focusing on real-time protection, right? So we have addressed that. The other thing is many financial organizations especially, right? So ask for a lot of data which validates their own customers in the form of ID documents, proofs, and other things that you're storing. And in many cases, these are in the form of images. They are not text-based documents. You take a screenshot of your passport, ID licenses, and many, many ID documents which need to be stored. So we know OCR as a technology was really good at handling and protecting some of the image-based technologies, but the cyber criminals are even more cleverer. They've found ways to go under these technologies and still try and get hold of that kind of data. You don't want to be losing. So how are we helping is by bringing some of the AI improvements onto this legacy technology itself, where we train our models based on a lot of pre-known information, right? So even if the text does not, there is no text on the images, we should know what an ID document looks like. So securing it with the help of AI is what is, again, very, very essential today. DLP is not simple, right? So that is the other issue. One of the reasons why enterprises become victim to large attacks like this is because they spend a lot of time trying to put DLP policies and DLP rules in place, because it's not easy. You almost need a PhD or some kind of a double degree to be able to manage your DLP, which is not what, that slows down protection significantly. To help with that, we've been, again, bringing some of the benefits of AI, because AI is here. In many ways, it can be dangerous, but it can also be useful in trying to make the technology better. We are trying to make DLP so accessible and easier for our customers so that you're confidently able to apply DLP rules in no time. Right? So let me show you some of those advancements that we've been able to make. If you look at traditional data classifications, right? I have been working with a lot of large enterprises, financial ones especially, where they have a single policy which runs into multiple pages, which means that you take a long time trying to establish that sophisticated policy which will work on your data which is in a particular way. And that might be true for today's protection, but it may not be holding good for tomorrow's use case. So what we do, because we have been in the industry for such a long time, we understand how data works. And if you also think about it, all the sensitive data is in a particular format. It's in a standard form. It's either your financial documents or your healthcare records, X-ray documents, any of those things, patent, source code, the list goes on, right? You shouldn't have to define custom rules to be able to protect that kind of data. So that is where Skyhigh is able to bring machine learning to be able to support you and instantly protect your data, where you only tell your policy what needs to be protected, and we take the how of it. You don't need to define any of that rule in your policies, right? You just say, I want to protect my source code or patent documents. And our carefully crafted machine learning algorithms play a huge role in trying to make that very, very, very simpler for data administrators today. So these give the pace that the organizations need to be one step ahead of the perpetrators, and that is the need of the hour, right? So that's why I keep stressing making DLP simpler is very essential for large enterprises today, and that is where we are focusing. It doesn't stop there. Let's face the reality, because having DLP is one thing. Once you've got DLP and you've got your sophisticated policies in place, the next biggest problem in DLP is administering the number of events and incidents that you get. So enterprises are having to invest a huge amount in SOC administration. The DLP software in itself may not be that expensive, but putting a team which is very proficient at looking at your events and having to manage them is very expensive. And even there, they are spending a lot of time analyzing events which are unimportant, because in many cases, you're looking at false positives, which are not really true DLP events and incidents, right? So they are missing on the opportunity to be able to react quickly to any threats which have been identified by your DLP solution. If a threat is identified, you want to be able to react to it quicker. So what we are trying to do is to bring, again, AI into our DLP technology so that we make that effort to go and learn your SOC analyst behavior, so that we are automatically able to detect those false positives and keep them separate from the view of a SOC administrator, so that they are only looking at incidents which are very, very important to them, right? So we give that power to you by eliminating. Think of it in an email application. You have your focused inbox and you have your spam folder. Your spam folder takes away all the clutter, and your focused inbox gives you the most focused view that you need to worry about. That helps you see your emails. So similarly, we give you a focused view of those incidents which you need to be looking at and reacting to. That is what makes, efficient administration of your incidents using clever technologies such as AI and ML as well, which are helping in the scenes behind quietly. And we not just make it quicker, we also help make the operational efficiency significantly greater, so that the overall cost that you have to invest on your SOC administration is reduced, right? So it's that, and also being able to swiftly react to those emerging threats, right? This is the important one. If you go around the floor here, one thing that is very common in every sector is having to address the emerging technology of what we know of as data security posture management. This is a new space, unlike how we have matured slowly into cloud security posture management or SSPM in the past. This is a new one, important one. And let me not read out the definition of what DSPM is. It is data security posture management. Let me take a use case of why this is relevant. Say, in a highly regulated industry, it could be a banking domain or a healthcare or anyone who is highly regulated today. They often get regulators, auditors, where you are faced with an important question. Can you prove to me that all of the data you have is compliant? Or is it fully protected? Who's got access to that data? Who is it shared with? And how are you protecting it? You might say that, okay, let me show you all the 1,000 policies I have. It doesn't work, because they will drown in all that information, but still yet not guaranteed to say that your data is fully procured. I am not able to sign off on you saying that you are fully compliant, right? So that is where DSPM helps, because it is a data-first view of your entire world. It brings all of your data information in one place and gives you that holistic view, which will help address some of the core security gaps. So we bring our own product into that, which is Data Explorer, which is built based on all of the already existing ingredients and tools that we have in our SSE platform. It could be our most advanced AI and ML-based auto-classifiers, which know how to categorize and classify your content, whether they are sensitive or not. That's the first step. Not just that, we also have our own UEBA, anomaly detection, threat detection, and many of these things which play a huge role in identifying any of the risks associated with your data. And what if we showed you every type of risk associated with the data in one place? And that is where DSPM wins in trying to make that whole security posture easier and really work for large enterprises in today's world, right? So our answer to that is data security, posture management, and Data Explorer is a huge tool in trying to make that happen, right? So we bring in the benefits of all of these advanced DLP technologies that we saw in trying to make an effective DSPM solution, right? So that's where we are invested into. However, one thing that we've got to identify is that not everybody is fully in the cloud. Cloud is everywhere, yes, we recognize that, but enterprises are still in a hybrid mode. part of your data is still on premises, some of it is in the cloud. That's where our partnership with Trellix is very key to that, because we've got a unified DLP solution that works consistently across your on-premises and in the cloud. It is the same DLP engine and the same DLP policies that you have in the on-premise works in the cloud. That seamless integration means that you get one solution that protects your data on-premise and in the cloud. So you're able to take the benefit of both the technologies as one, because you only have one management platform, one way of managing those events. Everything from the cloud and on-premise is synchronized in a consistent way. So you get the benefit of one single platform working towards getting you that complete visibility and enhancing your security posture, right? So with that,